Hey, this is Trish, and I know this is an impromptu live show, and it's probably a topic that most of my subscribers don't want to hear about, but that's okay. I'm just going to claim this as this is my YouTube channel, and so this is about my life, and so that's what I'm talking about today. And I apologize for the lighting and the noise. I am traveling. I have left LA. I am back in Mississippi for a few days or a couple weeks, and then I will be moving on probably toward Asheville or Nashville. So if you are catching this, it looks a little different. That's why. um, okay, so hi. Okay, so I've been getting lots of questions and talking about the twin flame thing for a while now on Instagram and other social media. A lot of people have questions about how do you know who your twin flame is? Are you a twin flame? And those kinds of important questions. And for most people, no one can tell you who your twin flame is. No one can tell you if you are a twin flame until it happens to you. Most readers, like tarot readers or psychics, etc., they're not going to tell you if you're a twin flame or if you have a twin flame or who your twin flame is, because that is a very personal experience. It's a very personal journey, and no two journeys are the same. I mean, even your journey with your twin, your journeys are not going to be the same. They may be similar. There may be similar signposts along the way. Obviously, because you got brought together, the universe led one of you to the other of you, and there are going to be similarities, but it's it's just not the same for everybody. Now, in talking about my twin flame, I am in separation, and to the best of my knowledge, my twin flame does not even have a clue. I've only heard from him once since the separation, and I have no idea if he's awake to all this. Today is August 6th, so we're 2 days out from the Lionsgate, which is the 8th, and the new moon, which is the 11th. And so apparently a lot of divine masculines are coming online, as it were, with the twin flame thing. So how did I discover who my divine masculine is? Well, I need to go back and just let you know a few things about the past. I am dreamer. Not just because I'm an activist and I want, great, wonderful things for the world. I have always had precognitive dreams about my life and things, not world events or anything. In fact, most of my dreams that I've had throughout my life, I have not dreamt about people that I know. I know the people in the dream when I'm in the dream, but these are not people that I know in this lifetime. And that always bugged me, because it's like, oh, that's a sexy guy, I want to have a great sex dream with him. Never. Until my divine masculine. He's the first one that I've ever had sex dreams about. And they're pretty awesome. But anyway, so how did I know? Okay, so when I was 19, I had this dream. I was an observer. I was in observer mode, which is one of the kinds of dreams that I have, where I'm not a participant in the dream. I'm just an observer. And so I was there was this scene of being deep in the woods, and suddenly there's this little cottage. And I remember the cottage had a little red door, and then there were single windows on either side of the red door, and there was a little path that went up to the front door. And suddenly there was a man walking up the path, and he was naked. Even in observer mode, which is very non-judgmental, I like that. I like that he was naked. Great ass. But he walked up the path to the door, and as he got to the door, I really got a good look of him and his body, his physique. He had short hair. It was cut short. It was very dark or black, so very dark brown or black hair. And he raised his arms up in a particular way, which I thought later, I thought that was odd, but whatever. But in the dream, I'm just an observer. I'm not making judgments, so everything, just makes sense because I'm not judging anything. So he walks up and he gets to the doorstep, and as he gets to the door, suddenly the door opens. He's done this thing with his arms. It was like an angled thing with his arms, and the door opens, and suddenly there's this yellow sparkly light spilling out of the door and the windows, and then suddenly I realize I'm inside. So I'm not just the observer, I'm inside the cottage. And I realize in that second, this is my dream love. This is the love of my life. This is the man who is my knight in shining armor, whatever, concept I had of true love at the time. And I just knew he was it. This is the guy. And so the door opened and all this sparkly light, came flooding out, and I could feel my heart just expanding and I just knew. And then he walked in and the door closed behind him, and I knew that we were together and he was it and I was it for him, and we were just together. And I woke up from the dream not knowing what the heck to expect. Like, that was the weirdest dream I've ever had. Pretty cool. And why didn't I get to see the sex? Because, that would have been really awesome, but no. So anyway, life happened, and as time went on, I just assumed that was just a dream. Now, that dream made such an impact on me that I wrote a poem based on that dream, and I later put that poem to music and made it into a song, a big song. And actually, I am putting that song on my debut album. So, okay, so let's see. So fast forward. This is the icky part. The guy who is my twin flame, I have no idea if he's even awake to the process. All I can say is that I love him unconditionally, which is what twin flame love is all about. He found me on social media, and we got along great. And it was really amazing. Like, I knew I was infatuated. That good looking, smart, well-read, bit of a nerd. Oh yeah, I like that. And and so it was really, he was such a breath of fresh air, because he was not like other men. He's masculine without being an arrogant, conceited asshole. He's confident without being arrogant. He's funny without having to be obnoxious to, like, be the life of the party kind of thing. He was just really great. So I was just, at that point, I was just like, oh, sexy man, sexy man, I want you. So I wasn't even thinking along any other lines than just say, pure lust, because, I'm a horny woman, and, he was good looking. So, and we got along great. And so August of last year, maybe that's why I'm doing this video now, is because it's been about a year since the separation. But in August of last year, I could feel feelings getting stronger. And I was really starting to put myself out there a little more with him and on my social media. If you haven't seen some of my pictures on my social media, that's your loss. Uh, it's been a big journey for me to become comfortable in my own skin. I have never loved my body. I've always hated my body, mainly because of how men have treated me. I don't even know how many times I've been sexually assaulted. I don't know how many times I've been grabbed and shoved into a corner, and I don't know. It's just happened so many times, and I never got that energy from him. And oh, hey Bailey, thank you. Um, but I had my tantric Kundalini awakening when back in 2011. And so if you've read my blog, I have a blog post called Me, My Breast, and I, and it talks about how my breasts have always been like a separate part of me. They weren't really a part of me because it's what men always tried to go after. And so it was a lot of healing that I needed to do, that my Kundalini and Tantric awakening actually provided the healing that I needed to start to integrate all the parts of my body as mine, and that my body does not exist to be abused by other people. And I have full autonomy of my body, which of course I know that, but I still felt separate. And so I wrote that post, Me, My Breast, and I. I've even put nudes on my website as a way to try and love my body further, because I'm not a size 4. I'm not even a size 14 anymore. And I was feeling things so strongly at this point, like this rush of feelings for this guy. And so I really put myself out there, and I put myself out there like fully. So one thing I don't show is my belly, is my, that's my big problem area. But I did. And within a few minutes, I'd gotten, I don't know how many men telling me, oh, you're beautiful. Oh my God, your body is so gorgeous. Oh, you're a goddess, blah, blah, blah. The one person I did not hear from was him. And so a couple hours went by, and now I'm really regretting putting those pictures out. And but it was really weird, because I had through my Tantric and Kundalini awakening and healing of sexual trauma, becoming so highly orgasmic and really, really connected to my body and pleasure, I had learned to love my body. My very, very, very imperfect body, with all its stretch marks and, spider veins and, fat, that I had learned to love all of it, even though it was not perfect. And that I could work on what wasn't perfect, but I was never going to have a perfect body as long as I hated my body. As long as I was sending negativity and hate to my body, I was never going to heal truly, and I was never going to be whole truly. So anyway, so I just went out on a limb, and I put full nudes out there on the social media, and didn't hear from him, heard from a lot of other men. I was waiting for him, and I did hear from him. And I was gutted. I was devastated. And that really did a numb on me. It was really out of the blue. And I said, if I'm the problem, just say so. I just kind of deflected. If I'm the problem, just say so. And he said, no, he's just got things, blah, blah, blah. And so the thing is, the reason why it was so devastating is that I had just realized that he was the man in my dream. One of the pictures he showed that night on the social media we were on was a picture of his back because, he's in shape and, he's pretty proud of, his back. Again, it was just, back and forth fun stuff. And he did this picture in the mirror, and I guess the way he was raising the camera up to, get his back and his ass. When he did that and he held up his arm and he took that picture, when I saw that picture, I was literally breathless. I felt my heart explode. Like, not just, oh, he's good looking, or oh, he's sexy, not like that. I mean, literally, I felt from here in the heart chakra, I felt my heart explode. And my mind exploded, and I felt like it was like a cosmic orgasm, but I wasn't touching myself. It was truly from the heart center. I can't even describe this. It was just, and I just knew he was the one for my dream when I was 19. Now, the thing is that, he found me months before that when I was really happy. I mean, life wasn't perfect, but I mean, life was damn good. And I was doing my activism thing and I was doing my music thing. Life was good. I was happy. And I think that's why the universe led him to find me at that time. And then along the way, things were happening. Tower moment, if you know about that stuff. And I moved and my life got turned upside down. And so when this happened in August of last year, I wasn't even thinking twin flames. And there's a thing called twin flame amnesia. That if you're thinking twin flame and you're looking for your twin flame, you're not going to find your twin flame. And I'm glad I didn't know about the twin flame amnesia at the time, because I wasn't even thinking twin flames. But I do know when I saw that picture of him with his arm up and his back and his great ass, I knew he was the one from my dream. And I knew that unconditional love. That's what I was feeling. That heart exploding, cosmic orgasm, unconditional love thing that I felt in that moment. That's exactly what I felt in my dream when I was 19, when all the sparkly golden light came through the doors of the cottage and he walked in. And, I wasn't even thinking about all this stuff in that moment, but what I later realized, or as I was thinking about all this, is that I had that dream when I was 19. It was my second year of college, and that was right around the time he was born. Yeah, I'm 19 years older. I would love to cougar him. And when I started putting those pieces together, I had that dream when I was 19, which was the same time that he was coming into the world for this lifetime. That dream signified that he was coming to me, and it was in the cottage, in the woods of this little cottage. And, I've been a homeowner. I've had, the mortgage and the car notes and all that stuff you're supposed to have, to live the proverbial nuclear family life. And I don't want any of that. I just want a little cottage in the woods and a garden, and where I can feed raccoons and squirrels and deer off the back porch. That would be cool. That's all I want, and internet so I can do my music and YouTube and whatever. That's all I want. And so when I had that realization that he's the one from my dream, and I had that heart opening for him, I was just giddy. I was giddy with anticipation. And so for the first communication from him in return was, bye. That was devastating. And the only thing I could think of is that whatever he was saying wasn't true, and that he was really grossed out by my body, and and I wasn't thin. I'm not, I'm such a nerd. I'm not like, whatever is the standard of beauty. I know I'm not it. I'm Irish. I'm not exotic. And I don't do wild, crazy makeup and all the contouring and whatever. I hate putting on eyeliner for YouTube. That's kind of where I am right now. But anyway, so I knew in that moment that he was the love of my life, and I had just been rejected by him, and that was devastating. Now, in the next few weeks after that, somehow I came across the twin flame thing, and I knew then that's what it was. I knew then. I knew then that for some reason I'd forgotten about it. I didn't know about twin flame amnesia at the time. I think it was on Pinterest, and there was like a suggestion for a picture suggestion for one of my boards, and I had a twin flame board. Like, I have an entire board on twin flames and soulmate stuff on my Pinterest. I forgot all about it. It's just wasn't there. And so when I saw that notification, it's like, oh, here's a suggestion for your twin flame. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a twin flame. And it was so weird. Hey, CM, I saw that you made a comment, but I couldn't read all of it, but I'll try and find it. And the thing is that I have had dreams of him. I realized after the fact, I've had dreams of him before, but I've never seen him. I've never seen his face. Like, I was performing regularly with a guitarist several years ago, and I was kind of like, I don't know. I think I knew that I was getting close to meeting my twin flame, but I wasn't quite there yet, but I knew it was close. And so I was performing, and I thought, well, are some of these guys that I'm performing with, is one of them my twin flame? Because, music, because, the guy has to like music, right? Right. And so I had this dream where I was at the end of a hallway, but it was dark, and so I saw him coming toward me, but his face was in shadow, so I couldn't see his face. But the one thing that stood out that I did not understand at the time was that he was wearing an reddish orange turtleneck sweater. And y'all know I'm an activist, right? I did not get the whole turtleneck thing at the time. But the fact that it was red and orange, I didn't get that either. But red, of course, red and orange, those are the lowest two chakras, the root chakra and the sacral chakra. The root chakra is the red chakra is the sex chakra for men, and orange is the sacral chakra is the sex chakra for women. And so to have this, she was wearing this sweater that's this reddish orange, which y'all know. I love that color. That's my color. He's wearing my color. And then it's turtleneck. So I was just like, I didn't get it. At the time, I didn't get it. I did not understand that at all. But I do now. And the thing is that I was like, damn it, I really want to dream about him. But historically, I have never dreamt about people I know. There have only been a handful of occasions where I've actually dreamt about people that I know. In fact, there's a friend of mine who's a firefighter. I thought maybe he was meant to be, maybe he's my guy, But whenever I would dream about him, we would sit at a picnic table, and talk. Um, and it was like a picnic table on a green, like a green pasture, and a white farmhouse in the background, and the picnic table was under a big oak tree. I mean, that's like literally all we do. So we're connected somehow, but I don't know exactly how. But so when I've had dreams of my guy, I've seen him from the back. I've seen him from the front, but his face was in shadow, but he was wearing a turtleneck, my colors. And, you know, there have been a few other times looking back on it that, you know, I could see it. But that's one of the weird things about the twin flame journey is that you recognize things in hindsight. You see the breadcrumbs in the rearview mirror. You're like, oh, that's what that means. So it's a crazy, wild journey. And so I really haven't had any communication with him except for once. And it's been crazy. Hey, CM, you became aware of her when you were 5 years old and searched for her your whole life. 43. Yay, you were 43 when you found her. That's awesome. Yeah, so you understand. I mean, I was 19. I'm about to be 46. I turn 46 next month. And to think that I've, you know, held on this long. Are you in union now? Yeah, you're not the same sense. Let me tell you, this journey is not for the weak-hearted. Let me tell you. I mean, this, you know. But does she know about the twin flame journey? Oh, see, I don't know if my guy does either, and that's an understatement. That is an understatement. So I feel you. For all you twin flames in separation, I definitely understand what you're going through. And this is why I'm saying no two people's journeys are the same, but I do. Oh, he does know. Yeah, see, I believe that. I think on some level, you know, you're different. I think on I don't know if it's, maybe you were a jock and, you know, you you had everything going for you. He does know. Your man I'm talking about, he knows. Are you psychic? Do I need to pay you $5 for this reading? I think we all know we're different. You used to be on heroin. Okay, not quite the same as being psychic, but I'll go with it. I'm not laughing at you. I'm trying to get myself out of this funk. Otherwise, I would just spend the rest of this crying, and nobody wants to see that. You know, this happened a year ago, and I keep doing readings that say we're going to be in some kind of union by October, the end of October, which is Samhain, October 31st. And, you know, CM, I think, I think all of us on this journey go through some really hard shit. I really do. And I've not been addicted to drugs per se, or alcohol or cigarettes, but food was my drug. You know, as someone who was a binge eater, and people don't understand that as an issue. But when you use food to either feel something or numb everything you are feeling, the food is as legit a drug as anything else that you use to not deal with your shit. stones, 4 stones. That's not like a drug thing, right? No, you must be in England because we don't use the measurement of stones over here. So anyway, in fact, CM, I think I actually know who you are. Scotland. I will not do a very bad Shrek impersonation. You're welcome. No, the CM that I know is that's a tag he uses. He's in England. Damn English for. So anyway, all I can say at this point is that I love him. And I do love him unconditionally. And what really sucks about this whole twin flame bullshit journey is that you don't get to choose if you're a twin flame, because that's a contract you made before you came into this lifetime. But you do get to choose if you pursue the journey. So if your twin flame turns out to be someone that you think, oh, I don't want to be attracted to someone, I don't want sex with that person, I don't want to live with that person, I don't, you think we don't have choice in the matter. Interesting. See, the thing is that I have had dreams with him, my twin, since the separation. I have had dreams that we've had a child, and the baby is like, I'm holding the baby, and I even know his name. His name is Waylon. It's Gaelic, means little wolf. And it's sometimes, I think it's usually pronounced Phelan nowadays, but there is a fada over the A, so it's pronounced Fwaylon. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. You can feel them. And that's why I'm like, dude, will you please have your awakening already? So, because we need to start this dialogue, because if I am going to have a child, I turn 46 next month, my ovaries, the clock is ticking here. So come on, let's do this. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. But unfortunately, I don't really get to choose that. You speak Gaelic, Scots Gaelic. See, I sing Irish music. I sing some Scottish songs. Gaishlia Gailey was one of the ones I used to sing. I had no English when you went to school. Lucky dude. Oh, really? No children? Well, I know that I was supposed to have my daughter. My daughter, she's part of my soul family, and I know I was supposed to have her. There are things that if you go with that whole thing that we come here to clear karma for our families, I came here to clear the karma for my mother's family and my father's family. My father's family is Irish. My mother's family is Scottish and some German. And there's some Danish in there as well. And then my daughter, because I'm doing the work on my family, my daughter doesn't need to worry about my karma because I am dealing with all of that. But my daughter came in to clear her father. Yep. My mother was physically abusive as well, emotionally, psychologically abusive. And then I was being sexually abused at the time by a neighbor. So, yeah, I'm not kidding. Twin flames, we go through shit. We have lots of stuff to clear. Another thing that's common apparently is the age difference. And again, my divine masculine is 19 years younger than I am. Again, I had that dream when I was 19, right around the time that he was being born. Wow. CM, you got to write a book. You have got to write a book. You know, um, and it's none of this is. I don't want to think of the union as the prize, because it's not supposed to be goal oriented like that. But I do feel like there is a relief, that you'll get the union. You'll get the union once you've cleared judgment, once you've cleared expectation, once you've cleared a lot of the societal programming, just the dogmatics of society, culture, religion, government, etc. It can be brutal. I'm sorry to see that. Yeah, but she had her own stuff to clear, CM. Well, maybe that's what you needed, was a dream based more in reality. And a new reality, This is not easy. This is not easy. I mean, and I can't even imagine the people who've been on this twin flame journey for 20 years, 30 years, like they've known who their twin flame is. Yeah. Well, that's good. Holy schnauzers. That's a long time. So your first wave. See, yeah. See, I only... Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's about unconditional love, non-judgment, and just allowing and receiving, and understanding that we all have a bigger purpose, Like right now, I'm in 4D and trying to anchor into the 5D, if you know about that. I'm definitely anchored into the 4D because I see synchronicities all the time. It is everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. But a big part of that loving unconditionally is that, the no conditions part of the loving unconditionally. Yeah, it's that when we get our feelings hurt, it's because we actually had expectations in there somewhere. And that's been really difficult for me. That was certainly something I had to learn and something I had to deal with. And if we're not in contact by the end of October, I will be utterly distraught. So I don't know. It's like right now I have nudes on my website. Only I hope he's looking at my website every now and then. Because now I'm at the point of, buddy, here's my body. If this is what you ditched me over, then here it is. And, as soon as we're in union, I have no reason to do that. So there is a little bit of acting out, I guess. But it's about, I have had to reconnect to loving my body as it is. And, that I can't allow someone else's opinion of me and my body determine my self-worth, or what I think about myself. Not even my twin flame, not even my divine masculine. I have to be comfortable with who I am and where I am. And if I need to make changes, that I need to make those changes for me and not for him or anybody else. And, I am actually making changes, but I'm making them for me because of the things that I want to do, the things I still want to accomplish in my life. That being overweight, if that was the problem, then that was still going to be a problem no matter what. Because as long as, if he were judging me on that, then there's no way to be together, But it was shocking. Like, I go from, no, it's not an excuse he's using. Like I said, there has been, he never said anything about that. It was just, he saw the pictures and then literally 2 minutes later. Now, I've already had the realization he is the love of my life and he's the guy I saw in my dream. And I'm just like, oh my God. And when he contacts me, it's going to be that he realizes I'm his dream, and then we can have this great conversation. I can tell about the dream I had when I was 19 and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, what the communication I got was, okay, I'm getting off all my social media and bye. I was like, what? It was, yeah. So we have had no communication about this. Oh, really? You had instant recognition? Did you, but were you in person as soon as you looked into her eyes? Yeah, see, that's another thing, is that recognition. We met him in person, and I wonder if it would have been different. I mean, it happened the way it happened, for a reason, I don't know if it was to just go ahead and get this whole separation runner chaser thing out of the way, or not, but, because it had to happen, because it was actually really, you saw her first online? Yeah. You see, the thing is that if he's not awake to any of this, then he wouldn't have known. Wow. Well, this journey is not for everybody. That's why not everybody is a twin flame. Some people are, oh, that's cool. Some people are light workers. Some people are star seeds. And the thing is that, yeah, see, But I think that, one of us awakens first, and then the other awakens later. And, one of us has to be the leader in the relationship, I feel. Maybe not all twin flames have that, but I know for me and for a lot of people that I've talked to, one is older, one wakes up first, and therefore one is the leader. So I don't know. I don't know at this point. So that's how I discovered who my divine masculine is, and that I'm a twin flame. And as you can see, it's not that you wait until you're kind of getting into the 40 that you have synchronicities. You actually have synchronicities your entire life. And if he ever sees this, and he doesn't watch my stuff, so I can tell some synchronicities. Aside from that dream, he's very into literature. My mother was a literature professor, and I grew up on Shakespeare and O'Neill and all those, dead guys. He likes dogs. I love dogs. I rescued a husky from the shelter several years ago, and because I always wanted a wolf. Because I'm pagan, I'm a witch, and I always wanted to have, like if a spell calls for, the hair of a wolf, the fur of a wolf, it's like, okay, I've got a gray and white husky. Yeah, I could just go do a little brushing on my husky. Her name was Bushka, and so she She was wonderful, and she had been abused, and so I really loved just being a good human for her, so that she could learn to not be scared of humans. Let's see, when I was looking at universities back when I was 19, I was looking to go from the community college where I was going to big school. I wanted to major in musical theater, which was a big problem because back then there were not very many programs that had a musical theater emphasis. And so there were 5 universities at the time that had a BFA with a musical theater emphasis, as in not just voice and not just theater. So in looking at the 4 universities, they were up in the Northeast, like NYU, I think it was Cincinnati Conservatory and Pace, Carnegie Mellon. I don't remember the 4 at the time, but the 4 up there, I looked at how much they cost and knew there's no way, because I would have to foot the bill. My parents weren't going to pay for me to go to school. I was going to have to find the money, and these schools were like 60 grand a year, and that was 20 something years ago. And so there was one college out west that had a BFA in musical theater, and that was Arizona State University. And so the only college that I got information from, that this was back in the day, you had to call. And so I got on the phone, ringy ding ding, and had them send me a packet of information. It's the only university that I ever asked for information from, and it was Arizona State University. And when I saw how much they cost, I was like, nah. So I actually didn't get to go to Arizona State. Yeah, there are a lot of synchronicities. I can't really say anything else. But I just, the synchronicities throughout our lives are there. And once you're on the twin flame journey, you can see them kind of in retrospect. But you kind of have to be awake to the journey to do that. Because otherwise stuff just doesn't make sense. So anywho. Well, see, and that's, one of the things that see, and that's one of the interesting things, is that we tend to come from extreme opposite backgrounds. How else is your twin going to understand what you've been through? I'm like, that makes no sense. To go through the same stuff. Like, even though my divine masculine and I have all these synchronicities throughout our lives are very different. And not just because I'm older. I think we come from different backgrounds and different experiences, because that's how you have the triggers to do the healing. Because CM, especially for you, I mean, you're talking about, issues that need to be healed. And I think she does need you to be there for her. And I think she is so lucky to have you, but you can't do the healing for her, Nobody can do the healing for us. And that's why, like I said earlier, you don't get to choose who your twin flame is, but you do get to choose if you go on this path. And there have been many times when I really can't recommend this. This is a real pain in the ass a lot of the times. It hurts a lot. It, especially when I really start thinking about the separation, about how the separation happened. When I think about, we could have been together this whole time, But then I think, well, if my weight was the problem, I'm still not a size 4, never will be. CM, I get it. I get that. I wouldn't wish this on a worst enemy either, because it's brutal. It is brutal emotionally. It really is. Psychologically, even physically, because you don't understand that you go through this with your entire being. You know, one of the things about becoming a twin flame and anchoring into the 5D is that you still live here in the 3D. We're not just go poof, go away. We are here in the third density, in the third dimension, but we go through the fourth dimension, the 4D, to get to the 5D, which is to be anchored in unconditional love. So it's about shedding a lot of this bullshit of, you know, the life here in the third dimension, and mainly you're shedding the constructs that we're raised in, these various, and I don't want to get into too much woo woo about this, but you got to raise your energy up, CM. If you're getting attacked like that, you got to raise up your energy, and you have to really focus on being light. You have to really woo woo. You just have to focus on good energy and a lot of meditations. And you know, if you jive with all the crystals and all that stuff, that's groovy. Do whatever you got to do, but yeah, don't let the stuff that's anchoring her in the 3D start to mess with you. Okay? You can't take her pain, not even as a twin flame, not even as her divine masculine, not even as a divine lover. You cannot take her pain. You cannot take her karma for her, if that's what you're trying to do. And I don't know that. I'm just you know, that's just a shout out there. You have to go through your own stuff, and you have to walk your path. No one can walk your path for you. You know, it's like every man. You know, every man when he's partying, he's drinking, and his friends say, you know, it's you know, I'll go drinking with you, I'll go whoring with you, but I'm not going to face judgment with you. You know, everybody's got to clear their own karma. So, well, that's cool. Yeah, I don't drink. I haven't. I mean, I think I've had alcohol maybe 3 times. I used to make strawberry cordials, and I used to make blueberry cordials years ago. And so I would taste it because, you know, a strawberry cordial, when it's well made, and of course mine were, you know, it tastes like strawberry jam. It's delicious. You don't even notice that it's, you know, like 100 proof alcohol. But it's just like, ooh, that's really good strawberry jam in a glass. Wow. You know, but being a Scotsman, not drinking, you know, that's amazing. Stay away from the sheep too, okay? But yeah, this path is difficult. This path, I really don't wish it on anybody. And anybody who says, oh, I really want to be a twin flame, because twin flames are getting all the attention right now. Let me tell you, no. Be a starseed. Be a light worker. Be your fabulous whatever self you are. Do that. Don't be a twin flame. It's painful. It is emotionally gut-wrenching, like you just don't even know. Yeah, see? He knows. CM knows. So, I actually did not mean to go on this long about this, but hey, Michael, Libra buddy. But yeah, I thought that now would be a good time to have this discussion, because we are coming up on the Lion's Gate, which is August the 8th, and the new moon, which is the 11th. No, wait, the eclipse. What is it? There's another eclipse, which I think is the 11th, and then there's the new moon somewhere. Libra, CM's a Libra too. Oh, that's awesome. Libra's rule. But But yeah, I've just been thinking about this so much, and I needed to do this video. And I know people have been asking me, are you going to do more videos about foreskin? Yes, because obviously foreskin is very important to me. You know, turtleneck sweaters and all. You know, there are other videos I want to do about the twin flame thing, and I needed to get this done first. I just didn't think it would be, I was like, okay, maybe a 10-minute video. But it felt, I thought it would feel weird to just, talk to the camera about this kind of thing. I really felt like I needed, to do this live. I just did an hour later. So anyway, if you have questions about the twin flame stuff, go ahead and leave a comment after the video has stopped, because if you leave a comment now, 55, if you leave a comment now, it's going to get into the chat for the video, but it will not be a comment afterwards. So if you're watching this live and you want to ask a question, make sure you ask the question as soon as this is over, which I'm going to end in a couple minutes. But, should my divine masculine ever see this, and if he's not awake, if he's just kind of scrolling through YouTube and he comes across this video, I just want you to know, my divine masculine, that I love you no matter what. I do hope for union. And the sooner you wake the fuck up, the sooner I can get on with my life and we can have kids. That's not too much to ask. Because I've had several dreams with us having a kid, at least one. His name is Phelan. So hope you don't have any ideas what his name's going to be, because I've already decided what it is. So anyway, all right. Well, we're going to end this here. And again, if you'll have any questions about twin flames or any questions at all about the kind of videos you want to see that are in my wheelhouse, go ahead and leave that message after the video. If you leave a message now, it's not going to be in the comments at the bottom of the video. So, so for those of you who are interested in my intactivism and my activism about foreskin, yes, I'm actually planning on going on the road this fall. So if you are in a position to help my travels, please see my PayPal, paypal.me/Trish Causey, just my name, because I need as much financial support. My car was stolen at the Genital Autonomy and Children's Rights Conference in San Francisco, and so I have not had a vehicle since then, and I'm going to go all around the country talking about children's rights and how awesome foreskin is. So if you are in a position to help me with that, I appreciate all donations. PayPal.me/Trish Causey, and I will put that later. And so, bye, Michael. Bye, CM. Yeah, CM. I know, man. It's just, it's tough. And the thing is that nobody understands. Nobody understands except twin flames. And intactivists, we're not understood either. Foreskin, why are you an activist for foreskin? Because foreskin is normal and natural, and it's absolutely wrong to take the foreskin from somebody who can't consent. Why is that so difficult? So, look, CM, I've been an activist since I was 13. Yeah. It doesn't matter what I do. People just think I'm kind of nuts regardless. So, but for anybody who would, again, if you want to support my work, paypal.me/Trish Causey. If you want to see more twin flame stuff, you want to see more foreskin stuff, go ahead and leave comments right after this video ends. And I am turning this sucker off right now. So, mwah, I love y'all. I love you, my divine masculine. Contact me. All right, bye.